MovieWeb.com.
In a country shaken by years of civil war, a powerful warlord's quest for domination threatens all who stand in his way. Now, the destiny of an empire and the fate of millions will depend on the fight of a few.
So John, I wanted to begin by asking you about Red Cliff. The story of the battle, the famous battle, has been around, is very popular in Asian culture and has been used in different video games and comic books and novels. So what inspired you to tell the story and what was your vision for the film?
The battle on Red Cliff was a very famous and big battle in Chinese history. You know, it's almost every Chinese and even the Japanese and Korean, they're all so familiar with it. You know, they are known about it. So it shows a smaller army, you know, that can defeat this larger and even much more powerful enemies, you know, through the combination of teamwork, in vision and intelligence and courage. You know, that really excite me, especially the main battle. Especially the main battle sequence, like the burning ship. As the heroes set 10 little boats rammed into the enemy's navy of 2,000 ships. So because of the direction of the wind, the 10 little boats set the entire enemy navies on fire. It was a brilliant strategy, and relied on understanding nature. You know, so I always wanted to put it on the screen because it had never done before Chinese movie history, and I'm sure the audience will have never seen anything like it. You know,
well, the battle scenes are absolutely amazing, beautifully shot, and just gorgeous in scope. So, how difficult was it to recreate some of those scenes?
It needed a lot of people work on it. You know, because we have a storyboard, the whole scenes, and then we have been studying so much from the history and the books, whatever, and always try to make it make it different and make it and special. So, like the turtle formation scene, is originally it was a square shape, formation. You have the little pattern to the, and each pattern had the different soldiers and using different kind of weapon. They are advancing to fight with the enemy. But I thought it was so dull. It's very dull. It doesn't look great. And all of a sudden, I have got the idea. And when I look at the turtle's shell, I think it's more interesting to make the information into the turtle shell's shape. And then they also have a little pattern. A square, pattern inside, and then they're also using a different kind of weapon, a different kind of soldier, So, and then they trap the enemy, inside, and surrounding them and beat them. I think that it will look more fun and more exciting. So, That's how we got the idea. The other thing is that we have to deal with a lot of CG, so on, and people. So fortunately, we have got the real soldiers, supporting us to do all the scene. We have 700 to 1,500 soldiers work on the set. They're playing the fighters. So they're all helping us to make all those scenes work.
Terrific. And then finally, I wanted to ask you about the choice to make the film, to essentially make two films, the 5-hour version for Asian audiences and then 2.5-hour version for other territories. Was that choice, did that allow you to have the freedom to do what you wanted, not be caused by any certain restrictions? Was that the reason to make that choice?
Yeah, and we had decided to make two versions just right before we start shooting. So they, for the Asian audience, they were so familiar, with this part of history and the characters. So we could have a much longer time for developing the characters and showing their relationships. But however, for the American audience, since they are not as familiar with our history, so I think we have decided to focus on the main storyline and the key characters. So that's what we wanted to do. No matter how we cut, it's still the same movie. And some people even feel for the American version even more exciting because it's so concentrated and so tight.
Red Cliff, a John Woo film.